Mortal Kombat.
You have to sing the song. Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat.
We watched Mortal Kombat this week, didn't we, Charlie?
We did indeed.
I decided to opt out and go to sleep, so...
And Terry, based on our thoughts, do you think you made the right decision?
Yes. Absolutely.
Charlie, what did you think of Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, so it opens with Scorpion, with his family, and he's farming some stuff. That classic. He's living the life of a successful man in that time period. He's got a calm life. He's got his family, and then out of nowhere he gets attacked by a group of soldiers and someone called Sub-Zero, and Sub-Zero essentially freezes his wife and child like in ice, and then fucks off, and then so a couple of other guys come in and Scorpion fucks him up with his classic get over here, and it was pretty sweet, and I'm like, okay, we're in for a bit of a treat here. The action was shot very well, we've set up these characters straight away. I'm looking forward to this. This is what I wanted. Sub-Zero, Scorpion. And that's about it we get from Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
It's about it we get in terms of quality, isn't it?
And quality, yes. And quality, yeah.
What made it go so downhill?
I think for me, it's that you have the Scorpion Sub-Zero rivalry at the start, which is set up quite nicely, and it's a well-made action scene.
Yes,
and that's kind of all you need for a plot.
Yeah. It's a great opening.
It's a great opening. But instead, we then cut to Lewis Tan's MMA fighter, who is bland and boring, and then we meet about 10 other characters, and then by the time we get to the end, they're doing these weird MCU quips to each other mid-fight, and they've assembled as a team.
Cringe. Oh my god. I mean, first of all, I want to point out my first problem. My first problem is, what is the obsession with video game adaptations or adaptations in general, where they have to create this new character that you follow as a protagonist? It's you have all these famous iconic characters from this game that you could play around with. You could do whatever you want. But no, they decide to make stock MMA fighter number one.
It's because they want you to feel part of it. They want you to relate to stock MMA fighter number one. Because Charlie, you are stock MMA fighter number one.
Yeah. He sat there watching it and he's like, I don't know who this is for.
Whose target audience is this?
There's no representation for me on this TV.
But I agree with you. And I think you could have swerved that problem entirely in the setup of the old Scorpion dies. This newly created character is a descendant of Scorpion. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. He's the new Scorpion. He becomes Scorpion by the end of the movie. No. He gets his own lame weapons, his own lame outfit, and he gets his own thing going on. And then old Scorpion, of course, comes back as a ghost to battle Sub-Zero.
Oh, it's so silly. Oh, no.
Just make him the new Scorpion. Scorpion 2, Electric Boogaloo / Anthony Mackie / Patrick Troughton.
So who's got the best costume in Mortal Kombat?
In the movie?
Yeah.
It's got to be Subby, I think.
It's got to be Sub, yeah.
Nice.
It's got to be Sub-Zero.
And who has the powers that you would want the most? Do they have
Kano.
powers?
Kano is great, though. I must admit, the actor playing Kano gives it his all. He's and it kind of shows that the other actors that you're following aren't quite as, professional, that's not the right word, because they are professionals, experienced as him.
Yes.
I believe it's the guy from Anchorman, Matt. Didn't you point that out?
Yeah, it's the guy that's when I was young, I had $1 million and I turned it into 1.5 million because of my father, and they were like.
So for us noobs, what are Kano's powers?
He's got a laser eye. But just the one.
Just one?
Yeah.
Why only one?
Just didn't want to.
Is it one of his actual eyes, or like in Legend of Korra, there are like people with like a third eye and they can explode things out of their third eye? Is it like that?
No, it's like a Terminator-esque, like exposed cyborg bit. But yeah, on the notion of superpowers, there was again this weird thread throughout the movie of like once you enter the tournament or you're picked or whatever, you start to develop superpowers or something. It was really weirdly explained in the movie, but essentially there's a scene where they're talking and like Kano's like, I can't wait to get my superpowers kind of thing. And it was just weird. It's like just
very weird.
Just establish their abilities before they go into the movie.
Yeah.
Not every single character needs an origin. Like every single character, and I mean every single character, they get like an origin for their signature move or weapon in the movie. Like Scorpion at the start, he's basically got this move in the game where he like fires out this rope with a like knife on the end of it. And he does that in the movie. And to be fair, I quite like the way they explain it in the movie. It's like...
Yeah, so do I, yeah.
I think it's like his wife's gardening tool, and he like puts rope on the end of it, and he like starts killing dudes with it. It's like, that's kind of cool, that's fun. But I don't need that for every single character.
Every single one, yeah.
It's fun to see Jax get his arms blown apart, only to replace them with robot arms. That's cool. But I don't then need a scene later on where Jax like earns the even better arms in a moment of triumph. Like, why?
He should just had the arms put on, the new arms, straight away. Kano, just he's got the eye. He's showing or whatever. You don't need to have all this. I mean, it's weird because the whole time I was watching it, I kept thinking, it's a shame because they've actually nailed Kano in terms of his presence and how he should be, and how he's quite funny in it. And then the rest of the characters are just so poorly done, with the exception of Sub-Zero and Scorpion, but they're not in the movie. And it's so weird. It's like you start with these characters, and like, you're like, oh, okay, I care about this guy straight away. I care about his revenge against Sub-Zero. Surely we'll be following these people now. No.
Do you think? Do you think they were mostly banking on like nostalgia, and for everyone to be like, oh my god, we got an origin for each character? That's so cool.
I think they wanted this to be the setup movie to a large multi-franchise, extravaganza. But the problem with it,
going well.
well, Terry.
I mean, it is.
Would you like to know that the movie Mortal Kombat has no Mortal Kombating in it? The actual Mortal Kombat tournament is not in the movie. It's like set up for the next movie.
So what was the movie about?
I'd like to know.
Yeah, you tell me.
It's a confused story, and it's upsetting because it translates a lot of the game characters so well. Like Liu Kang, perfect. Sonya Blade, perfect. Like they all look and act and feel like the characters. But it's just wrapped up in this boring story that you don't care about, that doesn't pay off in any meaningful way, and just isn't that fun to watch ultimately. Like none of the fight scenes post the Scorpion Sub-Zero fight really bring the same kind of heat. There's a few good moments, and it's really funny when I think it's Liu Kang, or it might be the I've forgotten his name, the guy with the hat, the guy with the Captain America hat.
Oh, Kung Lao, isn't it?
Yeah, he's from the game as well, isn't he?
Hat?
Yeah, he's cool, to be fair.
Well, he's got a hat. He's got a hat in the games that he can toss and use as a weapon. It's like got metal around it, a bit like Oddjob from James Bond.
He can literally slice you in half, pretty much.
Yeah,
that's
but in this
horrible.
In this movie, they make it Captain America's shield. He's like tossing it off walls and shit.
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah. So, would you watch the sequel that may come out with the Mortal Kombat in? Is that what you'd be interested in, or are you done? You done with Mortal Kombat?
I'd watch it because I'm weak. Only literally just to see Sub-Zero. Like, it's not like I expected too much anyway from a Mortal Kombat movie, just because we've not had the best, video game movies, particularly fighting game ones. So I mean, it's a shame because I do think if any of the video games were going to translate to film, I think Mortal Kombat is actually one that you could do pretty. I don't know how people seem to fuck it up so much. I don't understand.
It's superpowers, fighting, and more fighting.
That's the recipe for a great film.
Yeah, I just think it would have been a much better movie, streamlined to like the opening scene. Sub-Zero kills his family. Scorpion's the main character. Scorpion, I am going to get revenge on this guy. No matter what it takes, I'm going to find this guy and I'm going to kill him. well, you know he is the current champion of Mortal Kombat, and there's a new tournament next week, and that's where he goes to the tournament, and he meets all the other characters, and he fights them to get to Sub-Zero. Finn, movie, 90 minutes, action start to finish. We're there. Why do we need...
Why don't you just write your own movie? God.
My own Mortal Kombat movie.
No, not Mortal Kombat. You don't want that. Just another movie.
Just another
different movie.
I should. It just needed, like, a simple focused story that would have allowed the characters to breathe, to feel like the characters from the games, and to deliver some action that we wanted. Whereas instead 100%. It's this weird mess of a movie that doesn't quite capture the essence of the games, I don't think.
No, I agree.
Well, that sounds like a shame, and I'm very sorry.
I'm sure you are.